This is What School Didn't Teach Me, a podcast meant to build community on all the things school doesn't prepare you for. Hi, I'm your host, Jasmine Kiamber, and class is in session. Hey classmates, it's your host Jasmine Camber, and y'all already know what time it is. Welcome back to season 3 of What School Didn't Teach Me, episode 2, season 3. I'm so glad you're here joining me today. Like, stopping whatever you're doing, stopping whatever you're doing, taking time from your busy schedule to spend time with little old me. I'm thankful. That's my word for today. I told y'all it was going to be one new word instead of excited and instead of happy. So thankful. Thankful is the word for this podcast episode. I'm so thankful that you decided to, spend your time with me. Stop in to see what we talking about in the classroom. Y'all, when I was prepping for this episode, I literally was playing with these pillows so much. I think I'm going to get some cute pillows to put all across the couch. That'll be cute. Get 3 cute throw pillows to put on the couch so that when you come in the classroom it's cute and decorated. Yeah. I have to be honest, y'all. After 3 months of not recording, talking in front of the camera does feel a little nerve-wracking. I feel real stiff. I gotta loosen up. I remember one time somebody asked me why I don't talk about dating on the podcast, right? I had asked, what are some topics that I should talk about? What are some things the classmates might want to hear about? XYZ. And somebody was like, why dating? Why don't you talk about dating? And low key, I thought they at the time, and I feel like I was right. I feel like they was trying to see if I had a boo so that they could shoot their shot. But it was a valid question. Why haven't we talked about dating on the podcast? We young, we turn, the girls we out here. Why are we not talking about dating? And I'll be honest, y'all. I am not the one to talk about dating. I'm not. Have you ever been delulu? Delulu. I have a really bad track record. Just have a bad track record all around. I'm Delulu right now, and pray for me. I don't even want to talk about it. I have had to say long and hard prayers to get out of my own head about stuff that wasn't even meant for me, people that weren't even meant for me. So yeah, it'll be a while before Jasmine Kiamber is talking about dating. I might bring somebody on to talk about dating. Actually, our next episode is supposed to be geared towards the dating folk. The dating and the single, but the dating folk. So, it'll be a while before I talk about dating because my track record is bad. But I will say I'm not as delulu as I was before. Y'all, I remember talking to my friend a couple weeks ago, and I was telling her about some stuff, and she was like, yeah, delulu is the salulu. And no. I'm the wrong person. I'm the wrong person to say that to because I've been there. I done hang around. I done kept the faith. And no. So it'll be a while before I talk about dating. I'll probably be freaking married by the time I'm talking about dating on the podcast. But I will, if that's something that y'all are interested in, I find somebody. But I ain't doing it. But while I have been cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in the past, I will say I'm way less delulu than I used to be. Way less in over my head about certain things than I used to be. And a large part of that is because I have spent a lot of time prioritizing my self-care. I've spent a lot of time learning about why it's so important for me to spend time with myself, right? Why it's so important for me to actually like me and identify my worth so that I'm not out here just accepting anything. You know what I'm saying? And so that's really what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about dating yourself because I feel like because I feel like a lot of us wait till we have a partner to do nice things, to go nice places, to get dressed up and look cute or get dressed up and look handsome. You know, we wait for our friends or we wait for a partner to get together so we can do that with them. But the truth is, you deserve the kind of love you want, even if you don't have a partner. Right. And so I've had to take my time to like learn that, invest, like I said, y'all know we talking about investing ourselves. That's the theme for this month. I really had to take time to learn that, to invest in myself. Oh Lord, I don't have no bracelets on. Hold on, hold on. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm back. But no, yeah, I've spent a lot of time like really, after so much heartbreak, you're like, maybe I just need to focus on me. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of us say like, oh, I'm gonna just start focusing on myself, and we completely do not focus on ourselves. Like we like dive ourselves into work, we dive ourselves into other people. Like some people say, oh, I'm gonna start focusing on ourselves, and that's the start of their whole phase. I try. This we don't curse on this podcast, but it's the truth. Like that be the start of their phase where they just hop from person to person. They're like, oh, instead of me putting all my energy into one person, I'm just going to get my needs met from a bunch of other people. It's true. It's true. And so I feel like a lot of us say we're gonna focus on ourselves, but then we either don't know how to do it because we're used to someone else entertaining us, or we just don't do it, right? And so I after so much heartbreak, I was like, oh, like maybe I just need to be by myself, like actually be by myself and see what that feels like for me. And honestly, that intentional time that I took, that intentional time that I took dating myself, taking myself out to eat, picking up new hobbies, taking time to cater to my body, like that time that I took dating myself prepared me, of course, yes, for my season now, but like it's going to prepare me for when I get married, because why would I wait for a man to do anything for me when I know I can do it for myself? And hear me when I say, look, I know the girls like to tussle. Hear me when I say that doesn't mean like be hyper independent. That's not what I'm saying at all. If there's a man there, if there's a woman there that's going to cater to you, let them do it. You know what I'm saying? But I also mean like we should not wait. You should not wait for other people to give you the love that you already feel like you deserve, that you already know you deserve, that you already deserve. You should be able to pour that into yourself, right? Yeah. Like, I know for me, I used to say, like we all know about the love languages. I know for me, I used to say, like, oh, I have all five. Like, all five love languages are my love languages. And I was saying that because I did not realize that, like, yes, while we like some love language more than others, like, I might like words of affirmation, but I also like gifts. Like, while we may like one over the other, we actually need all five. As much as you think you don't need words of affirmation, you do. As much as you think I don't like gifts, you do. You just have to find what is you just have to find what you actually like. You have to find what you actually like. And so I used to say like, oh, what? Like my love language is all five love languages. I like physical touch. I like words of affirmation. I like quality time, gifts. What's the other one? And acts of service. That's actually my number one, y'all. How did I forget that? Like I used to say I like all five. And so when I started my journey of like intentional self-care, of intentionally dating myself, it really started at a time where I was like really, really stressed in school, right? Like I was single, I was stressed at school, and I saw myself turning to some really bad habits, right? Like I was smoking more, I was procrastinating, I was just like, I was avoiding people and isolating, and I just did not feel good. It just made me feel icky inside. And I was like, okay, like something has to change. Something's got to give. I don't like the way I'm feeling, and I have the power to change it. What am I going to do? And I remember talking to my mom and just saying like, oh, I think I just need to like do things. Like I just need to do more things, right? Like I just need to cater to myself. And for me, that looked like taking trips to the mall. Like at the time I was at school. So I was in a city that I did not grow up in. So I'm like, oh, there's so much for me to do because there's so much that I don't know to do. So for me, it looked like taking trips to the mall. I might not get anything at the mall, but like just going, looking at things, trying things on if I wanted to. Getting something to eat from the food court and going home. Or it might look like spending extra time when I'm running an errand. So, like, if I go to the mall for a certain thing, like I might go to get my computer fixed because they had an Apple store. I might go there and then I might just spend extra time in the mall just walking, breathing air that was not cooped up in my room, watching other people interact, like really assessing how I was feeling in that space and in that moment. And that for me was acts of service and quality time. So let me back up actually. My love languages in order because I feel like that's how you should date yourself. I feel like you should date yourself according to what you actually need. What you actually need and what your hierarchy is. You should be giving yourself all the love. Like you should be catering to all of your love languages. But I feel like if you're starting your self care journey, the best place to start is to find out your love languages and like go in that order or like figure out what you like to do for you. So my love languages are my top two. My top three are quality time, acts of service, physical touch, and then it's words of affirmation and gifts. I'm not a huge gifts person. Like I like them, but I'm not a huge gifts person. And for me, what dating myself looked like was just spending more time with myself, right? Like a quality time was really high on my list. So I like to spend a lot of time with myself, which meant that, I might go to the mall or it might look like going to the lake. When I was at school, I was like 15 minutes from the lake. Now I'm in California, I'm like 20 minutes from the beach. So like going somewhere where I can be alone and where it's peaceful, right? So I used to go to the lake and I used to sit in my car and I used to do my homework in silence in silence because sometimes I can feel overstimulated, and just taking that time to pull myself from my usual scenery to somewhere new, right? If I was really feeling fancy, I might go to the movies by myself, and watch a movie, get some popcorn for one. I might go to the movies by myself and watch a movie, or I might go to a restaurant. That was really my favorite thing to do because me and Taco Tuesday, yeah, it was me and Taco Tuesday, real bad, real bad. So going to a restaurant is a big thing. Like going to a restaurant, literally getting dressed up for me, like affirming myself like girl you look good, going out and spending time with myself. Like that is how I cater to myself through my love language. That is how I love myself through my love language. Yeah. And I feel like it's important for us to date ourselves so that we know what we actually like. I feel like a lot of times we want something from people, or we think we want something from like a partner, from another person, but we don't actually know if we want that thing, especially because we have not taken the time to give that thing to ourselves, right? Like one thing that I like to do. I don't do it all the time. I don't do it as much as I would like to, but I buy myself flowers. I don't wait for anybody to buy me flowers. I buy myself flowers. Or I might buy myself flowers and I'll like make a bouquet. Or I'll buy myself flowers and I'll like buy two sets. Like I'll buy a set of flowers for me and then a set of flowers for like the house. And somebody might see on social media that a guy bought a girl 12 dozen roses and think, "Oh my gosh, I want that." And somebody gets you a dozen roses and you don't even really want it for real. Why? Cuz you didn't know that you really wanted that. Like you spend so much time on social media talking about what you think you want and then you get it and it's not what you actually want. What you might have wanted is a dozen chicken wings. And if that's what you like, it's good to know that beforehand, right? Like dating ourselves, especially while we're young, is going to be vital to when we're actually in relationships. And to the people who are in relationships now, this episode is still for you. Because even if you're in a relationship, that's one thing I've had to learn. Even if you're in a relationship, quality time with yourself, spending time with yourself, like self care is still so important. I know for me, when I would get in a relationship, I would completely forget about myself, and not intentionally, but it would be like, oh, I'm spending so much time with this person and they're catering to my needs. Like, it just does not seem like I have any more needs that need to be met. No. You should, like, no matter what stage of life you're in, no matter what stage of life you're in, you still should be catering to yourself. And I know sometimes we can get super caught up in the love that people are giving us, and we can be convinced that that's the way that we like to be loved, but that's not it. Like, if if you are still trying to figure out what you like and what you love, but you're with somebody and they already know that they like to give gifts, and they're just giving you gifts, but you still feel like your needs aren't being met, you should investigate that. Not just with them, like, of course, yes, bring it up to them, address it with them, but also, like, be taking that time to assess your other love languages, right? Like, there's so many ways to give love to yourself. You don't just have to go out to dinner, go out to the movies. Like, you don't just have to go somewhere by yourself. If your love language is words of affirmation, you can leave yourself notes and affirmations all over the house. If your love language is acts of service, you can meal prep, because boy, oh boy, there's nothing like having something already done. I know it doesn't sound like acts of service, but you can do a chore. I hate washing dishes. Every fiber of my being, every fiber of my being hates washing dishes. Not every fiber. There's like a 5% of me that's like, eh. But, like, I don't like washing dishes. If I could pay somebody to wash the dishes religiously in my household, I would. But I also know how much I love having a clean and clear sink, right? So one way that I pour love into myself is when I have the energy, I wash the dishes. So that when I go in the kitchen that next day, the kitchen is clear. And I just be wanting to give myself a hug after that, right? It's so many ways to date yourself. It's so important to date yourself, because I feel like we wait. I feel like we spend too much time waiting on a spouse, waiting on a significant other, waiting on our dream partner to travel, to go to certain dinners, to dress up and just look cute and be ourselves. And all we're doing is wasting time. All we're doing is wasting time. It's really not even fair to us, because we deserve the love that we want. And if you can, and here's what I found. If you can give the love that you want to yourself, if you buy yourself flowers, if you take yourself out to dinner, if you wash your own dishes, like, if you cater to yourself, you will attract people who aren't confused about what you want, and will serve you in that aspect, will give you what you want in that aspect. So, I mean, don't start loving on yourself just so that you can find somebody who will love you the way that you want. That's a big part of it. But also love yourself because you deserve to be loved. Take yourself out just because you want to. Like, buy yourself that nice thing on your wish list just because. Just because it's Wednesday. Like, don't wait for a special occasion to wear that cute new dress you got. Y'all, I used to get dressed up. I used to get dressed up just to go to Walmart. Like, just because. Like, I have nothing else on my to-do list today. But it's been a minute since I've looked cute, and I'd love to look cute for myself today. Let me put on this dress and go to Walmart. That Walmart probably wasn't the right place to wear a dress, because there are other people there. But it's like, that's something that I did for me. You know, that's something that you could do for you. Yeah, like, life is so much more peaceful when you're not waiting. Like, I guarantee you, once you actually start dating yourself, once you start once you actually start dating yourself, you stop looking for your needs to be met in other people. I'm not going to say that it isn't I'm not going to say that it doesn't get lonely sometimes. I'm not going to say that it's going to completely destroy your desire to want a boo. That's not true. That's not even the expectation. The expectation is that you'll feel more comfortable and confident in yourself. In yourself and spending time with yourself, you'll learn more about yourself. Like, I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Go to that spot you've been wanting to try out. Go to that happy hour you've been wanting to go to. Like, try out that new spot you want to go to. Go to that new spot that you've had saved on your TikTok just because it's Wednesday, just because it's Thursday, just because you shouldn't wait on other people to love you and to do things with you. You should be the first one running to take care of your own needs. I don't know. All this talk about me dating myself got me wanting to go to the library. That's what I like to do now. Like, now that I'm back home, I love to just go to the library and do work. I know that's not technically a date, but like it's something about like going to the library, being in a silent space, not rushing myself to just be peaceful and do work. And then there's like a bunch of books, so like the opportunities are literally endless. I think that's it. I think that's all I have for today. Next week we have a guest. Next week we have a guest, so y'all know we got to be on our best behavior, okay? You know we got to act right. And we're going to continue the conversation about self-love and dating, because you know this month the theme for this season is investing in yourself. And a large part of investing in yourself is to maintain a relationship with yourself. So I'm so excited for y'all to join the conversation with me next week. And until then, I want to know, what kind of dates are y'all going on? How are y'all intentionally dating yourselves? All right. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all next week.